Matt Justice here for Tackle Trading. I wrote up a blog post yesterday in the Forex Trading 101 series. It was called Forex Trading 101, the go to bed trade. We call it the GTB trade. Well, last night I was in the middle of teaching Master Trader and had about 35 students in the class, and I was just waiting. And every now and then I'd flip over to the yen dollar because I'm slightly obsessed with trading the yen dollar these days. But I was kept on going to the yen dollar, the yen dollar, the yen dollar. And as the dollar was going down against the yen, I just kept thinking to myself, okay, go to a different time frame, look at different time frames, look at different time frames, look at different time frames. And the time frame I was focusing on was this day chart. And I knew for something inherently, I don't know what it was, but I knew that the buyers were going to come into the dollar. I just knew it. And I started seeing in the morning, well, it was last night. I'm sitting here in LA, so I'm Pacific Standard Time, and it was about 7 o'clock my time here, and I started seeing the market open up, and I started seeing kind of the dollar shift, and I started seeing a doji in the dollar, and on the day chart. So I was thinking, you know what? Let's go back to this 5 minute chart here. And last night, so let's kind of show you the process of the trade here. Um, Let's go push it all the way over to the right there. Okay. So last night, the dollars, I'm just kind of flipping in and out of this 5 minute chart, and I see the dollar right here, and a little double bottom right there, and then it breaks out right there. And I was gonna trade it right then, and I missed it. I was teaching, I wasn't watching the screen, and it happened. This is a 5 minute chart, so it happened like 20 minutes, and it went up, boom, 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 boom. And I pulled up the chart to my students, and I said, "Oh man, you guys made me miss a beautiful trade." And we're talking about literally about 30 pip movement. No, actually it was about 70 pip movement. And from the bottom here to the top there, that's about 70 pips. And I was like, oh man, that's a lot of money. Man, what should I do? So I asked my students, I said, okay, based on what I just taught you guys, because we were doing trend analysis, pattern recognition, where is this right now? And I didn't tell them it was a 5 minute chart. And they said, oh, that's overextended. I said, so what should I wait for? And they said, oh, wait for the three, wait for the retracement. I said, okay, so I'll wait for the retracement. And lo and behold, it retraces right there. And what do? We buy. And I put a stop loss right under there. So now that I entered on a 5 minute chart, I switched it over to a 15 minute chart. And that's right there. And got an upward movement in price, put a stop loss right there, did one standard lot. So took about a $100,000 position. That's about, oh, $2,000 invested is what I did, because that's typically a little higher than I usually do. I usually only put between $500 and $1,000 in a trade, but I was pretty sold on this trade. I was pretty good on this trade. Just again, conviction, and put a stop loss in. Got done teaching about 8 o'clock or so my time here. Um, looked at the market at that point, and the market it went up. And so I said, okay, that's fantastic. So I rose my stop loss up a little bit to a little bit higher than a break-even point. In fact, if I would have got stopped out, I probably would have been up 10% in the trade. And I put on a movie and watched the season finale of Sons of Anarchy. Big fan of the show. It's kind of out there a little bit, but I think Kurt Sutter does an absolutely wonderful job on it. And so I had my stop loss in, and fell asleep at the end of that show. Good finale, by the way. Fell asleep at the end of that show and woke up this morning. And first thing I did is I went and took a shower, because I'm getting ready to go teach some wonderful people how to trade today. And pulled up my MetaTrader here, and I noticed that the yen is at a high. And I'm thinking, okay, that's pretty cool. And had over 100% ROI on the trade. And so I decided to do what? I'm now up. It's called the go to bed trade. So what do we do now? We wake up, we analyze the trade by simply right clicking and closing. And my friends, that is the GTB trade, or the go to bed trade. It's technically done before you go to bed. You put a stop loss in, you wake up, and regardless of where the trade is at, either one, you got stopped out at a small loss, which you're fine with. Two, I would have got stopped out last night at a 10% rate of return, or 3, you wake up and you have over 100% ROI on the trade. And that is why I love trading Forex. Now think about the difficulty here, ladies and gentlemen. What did we do on the trade? Let's recount the steps here. Number 1, I identified a reversal pattern. It went up on a 5-minute chart, set a resistance level, retraced back down into support, placed the trade. Number 2, I switched it over to a 15-minute chart to determine where I'm placing my stop loss, put it right underneath that support level at 117.80. That was where my stop loss was. Number 3, right before I went to bed, I trailed up the stop loss to above break-even point. Number 4, I watched Sons of Anarchy. Number 5, I went to bed. Number 6, I woke up and closed the trade. This is Matt Justice for Tackle Trading. Check us out at tackletrading.com. Let's make this the absolute greatest trading website in the history of mankind, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure to bring the Forex Trading 101 series to you, and let's spread the good word of trading currencies, trading Forex, and the go-to-bed trade.